Once upon a time, I read this great book titled, "Why Are We So Clueless About the Stock Market?" And on page 44, this is what it said. Events that create opportunities for long-term investors are bear markets, industry-specific recessions, and the unpopularity of individual companies. These events create uncertainties that the short-term investment community does not handle very well. To make the most of short-sighted behavior, investors should seek investment opportunities with short-term uncertainty and long-term certainty. In today's video, we're going to use this classic example and how we can apply it to Alibaba. If you are new to this channel, my name is Mariusz Konieczny. I run Microcap Explosions, a website dedicated for microcap stocks which are hated and ignored by the investment community. I also wrote 10 books on investing, one of which is available for a free download at Microcap Explosions, so make sure you get yourself a copy. As I said earlier, the events that create fantastic investment opportunities are bear markets, industry-specific recessions, and unpopularity of individual companies. I believe that Alibaba is literally a classic example of such events, because when it comes to bear markets, we are in a bear market for technology companies, for sure. A lot of the high flyers came down to earth. Industry-specific recessions, well, I don't see it as a recession, but it is industry-specific related, technology companies. And definitely the third one, unpopularity of individual companies. I don't think there's many companies that are more unpopular right now than Alibaba. As you know, maybe you don't, Charlie Munger made some headlines recently that he was buying into Alibaba stock, and he made the purchase a few months ago, and he recently made the purchase again. So let's take a look at Alibaba. Alibaba is kind of like Amazon in the US a little bit. Big, huge e-commerce company, very instrumental in China, and the company was founded by Jack Ma in 1999, and it went public in 2014 at a valuation of 230 billion. Today, the Alibaba stock price is almost at the same price that it was when it went public. Today's market cap is about 300 billion, and when it went public in 2014, it was about 230 billion. What I find interesting is that when it went public in 2014, revenues were 8 billion, and that was in 2014. So we would really have to look at revenues in 2013 to show you what it was trading at. Revenues in 2013 were about 5.5 billion. So if we take out the calculator and we say 230 billion divided by 5.5, investors were paying 42 times revenues. 42 times revenues at the time that it went public in 2014. Today, the market cap is about 300 billion, and 2021 revenues were about 110. So today, investors are paying less than 3 times revenues, and the free cash flow for 2021 was about 30 billion. So they are paying about 10 times free cash flow, or you can say PE of 10 if you use the E and you put free cash flow in there. So they are paying 10 times for a growth company, because the growth is close to 40% from year over year. So it's a growth company and trading at a very cheap valuation. And there's reason for this, and I'm gonna get to this. The point that I'm trying to make in this video is that if you are buying companies that everybody is in love with, everybody agrees that they're gonna grow, everybody agrees that they are fantastic. 2014, Chinese economy was gonna grow, the population is growing, the middle class is becoming wealthier, they're gonna be spending more money. They compare their per capita income or per capita spending to the US, and they'll say, oh my goodness, when everybody spends as much as the US and then there's more people, it's a growth story. So they get so hyped up, they get so happy about the growth story that they are willing to pay 42 times revenues. Now, today, there is some short-term uncertainty because the Chinese government is cracking down on technology companies. They don't want them to get too powerful. Jack Ma, who founded Alibaba, opened his mouth too loudly at one of the conferences and was criticizing the Chinese government. Well, who knows what happened to him, but he disappeared. So that obviously didn't put Alibaba in the best light. So now, as a result of all these headwinds, people are questioning the growth, right? They're panicking, they don't have a clear vision because they're like, is Alibaba even going to be a growth company at this point? Is the Chinese government going to make it disappear or make it decelerate growth? I don't think anybody can answer this question. And I'm not here to make this video to say that one thing is going to happen over the other thing. But what I do know from my investing experience is that when there is so much uncertainty, so much hate and fear, it is usually a good time to actually be buying the stock. It usually will turn out very well because usually the fears and the uncertainty is way overblown than what is going to happen. I have some friends who are from China and they're telling me that the way Chinese economy and Chinese dictatorship is being portrayed in the Western world is way overblown. So I tend to be on the side of Charlie Munger, and I'm not sure how much conviction I have in Alibaba, but I tend to be on his side. Maybe I don't have 100% conviction that it's going to turn out okay, but maybe I'm like 70%. But I think that probably these fears are very much overblown, and when they subside and people realize that, you know what, it didn't turn out to be as bad and Alibaba is still a growth story, the stock is going to be repriced tremendously because the business is fantastic. A lot of people are using it. They have over 1 billion active users that are buying stuff from Alibaba, and Alibaba has many different businesses in it. It has not only a brand name, it does have some switching costs. It's a fantastic business. It has a network effect. More shoppers are shopping through these apps or websites. More suppliers want to supply the product. And the company is also growing internationally. But those short-term headwinds right now are making people panic, and some are even saying that it might get delisted. It might get listed on OTC, and as you know, I deal with microcap stocks, so I'm personally not afraid of my companies to be trading on OTC just because they're going to have lower liquidity. I'm focusing on the business. So in this case with Alibaba, I am just being a value investor here. That's why I'm making this video. I'm not making videos about Alibaba when everybody's hyping Alibaba. I'm making it when others are fearful. That's when you want to be greedy. So I'm just following that. And I want to throw out another quote from Soros that says, money is made by discounting the obvious and betting on the unexpected. So again, this is a perfect quote for this particular opportunity here. Obviously, Charlie Munger is taking this as an opportunity. He doesn't buy too many things, especially for the newspaper company that he's running. That's where, he made those purchases. And when he does, he must feel pretty confident that those are just short-term uncertainties. How it's going to turn out, we're going to see. So now it's your turn to give me your opinion on Alibaba. Are you siding more with Charlie Munger, or do you think that Alibaba is not a growth company anymore, that Chinese government is going to seriously crack down on it, and the market's reaction by selling off the stock is the correct response? There's no right and wrong. Tell me your opinion. Thank you for watching this video. Click the subscribe button, notification button, like the video, share the video, and of course, please comment because I'm asking you, and I will try to respond to every comment. Thanks for watching.